How we doing today, YouTube? It is I, D Heller 777, better known as the Little Dragon, coming after you through video. Stopped for a little ride. Was down at the Harley dealership, drooling on the new 2015 CVO with 110 cubic inch engine. And thing is gorgeous. But back on the road again. How have you all been? Been a while since I've made a video. Actually, it hasn't been a while since I made a video. Made a few, but I haven't posted any videos. The ones I've been making on my bike and other videos, just been basically for the family. Oh, music. So, today, talk about motorcycle accidents. See far too many of them here in KC where I live. See them all the time. It's disgusting. When you ride up on one, you're never going to forget it. Anyway, I've been in a few. I've been riding on the street since 1968, 69. Been in a few myself. Some were obviously my fault, but the majority of them weren't. So I thought I'd tell you about 2 or 3 of them on this ride. It's going to get a little windy here, a little noisy. Sorry about that. And let's see, I picked 3 to talk about. The first one was back in about 1968, 69. In fact, I wasn't driving the bike, I was on the back of my buddy's bike. It was a Yamaha 650, XS 650, I believe. Red and white, pretty bike. We were living in Denver at that time. Man, it was evening time. We were going out, running around town, partying a little bit. And my car wasn't running. My little VW wasn't running very well, so I hopped on the back of his bike and was running around town and running down a road much like this, but the speed limit was 45. So naturally, you know, we were doing 45. And a guy pulled out, coming across in front of us through a red light. The light had changed. He was gonna get through it anyway, and he came 10 seconds late because we didn't even slow down. When we saw him come through the intersection, I just remember, I said, oh boy, this is not going to be good. And we hit him broadside at 45 miles an hour. And my buddy, he got in between the car and the bike into the guy's front door. And I went sailing over my buddy's back, glanced off the windshield. Momentum took me head first in a telephone pole, which I didn't hit with my helmet, luckily, but I hit with my shoulder, which broke my collarbone, broken arm, several other little mangled appendages. not a fun trip. The biggest mistake they made was putting both of us in the same ambulance, one of those fire truck ambulances. We were just wired up enough just to have some fun on the way to the pain joint. That one sticks out a lot because the guy coming through the intersection just sticks in my mind. Then another one that sticks in my mind was 1978. Now this one was my fault, more or less. My brother-in-law and I had just bought new bikes, brand new, both Yamahas. This was an XS 750 Yamaha, and I bought the XS 650 Yamaha. We were out riding around one night down on a little windy piece of road called Blue River Road, and I was chasing him. Well, back then I didn't wear much of a helmet, and we were going pretty fast. I mean, we were in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, 35. We were probably doing 60. Some pretty sharp turns too that we were going through, and in the process of chasing him down, I had a big old cicada fly right into my face, which caused me to kind of jerk the steering as I was going around a real sharp corner, which had a little bit of gravel on it that I didn't have time to deal with. Well, that caused a twitch in my handlebars from right to left completely. Almost, I think it might have went all the way to lock, causing me to go over the bike, landing on the pavement at about 60 miles an hour, and I can remember sliding down the pavement thinking, this hurts, when all of a sudden that 550-pound bike, 500 whatever pounds it was, very heavy enough, landed on top of me and proceeded to lay on me. Actually, the foot peg hit my right thigh. I remember that hurts. And the bike laid on me as me and the bike went down the road together as one, grinding through my leather boots down to my ankle bone, cracking my helmet, and doing other nasty things like breaking my femur, cracked the collarbone again, broken arm, broken wrist, just a bunch of broken ankle, come to think of it. Just a bunch of bad things. A case of road rash, even though I had on a leather jacket, I didn't have on leather pants. I had on my jeans, of course. Why would I wear anything else? And I remember when we came to a stop, me and the bike, still together, like we were joined at the hip, that people were coming down the road, I guess, and saw me laying there in the middle of the road and the bike, and stopped their cars and running up. Are you okay? Are you dead? And one guy says he's dead. deader than a rock. And I can remember coming back into consciousness and thinking, if I'm dead, why do I gotta pee so bad? You know, jack your kidney up and see what it makes you do. So that one was a very, very painful experience. That partially was my fault. The speed part of it was for sure my fault. The cicada and the resulting gravel that I ran into was not my fault. But it is what it is. And to this day, I still have spots on the body with have no feeling in it due to that accident. And this is getting me depressed just talking about them. But there have been a few more. One of them, the one that preceded all of those, and there's a lot of little bitty ones in between there. Was on the dirt. I was on my dirt bike. It was a 175 Yamaha Enduro, a 69. And I was hill jumping with it. Lived up in Colorado, and I wanted to jump this one ravine. Looked like it was about 10 feet wide. Well, I did. It was raining. And I remember going and getting airborne. And the next thing I remember, my feet came off the pegs. My wet boots, leather boots with leather soles came off the pegs, which caused me to fall and become a soprano. But it also caused me to come down when the bike hit. I was no longer in the position I should have been on it. And my face came down right where the tachometer was located and the forks, top of the triple tree. Anyway, I bounced off it, and then the next thing that I hit, my chin came down square on the ground, rocks and gravel, and broke my jaw, and put a pretty good gash in my chin, broke my nose. That hurt a lot. Now that one was probably my fault for being a little stupider than I should have. But you know, out of all of those accidents through the 45 years or so I've been riding, the ones that stick out in my mind the most are the people that turn in front of you, make left turns in front of you and don't see you, or run a red light and then have the nerve to bitch about red light cameras interfering with their freedoms. But they don't say nothing when they run a light, you know, that's okay. I was hurt on account of that, so I got no problem giving those guys tickets or whatever it takes. But those are the ones that stick out in my mind the most, and they do, because it flashes in your mind that idiot's pulling out in front of you, and there's not one you can do about it. You know what's going to happen, and you just, that image never leaves. You know, a lot of those have been 30 years or more, and still remember it, just like yesterday. All right, brothers, well, I'm going to stop here and get some gas, so you all ride safe And just be careful out there.